Hey, it's Majid like magic, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, I landed the speaking engagement, what do I do now? I'm overlooking Lisbon here in this beautiful park, waiting for the sun to rise. There is nobody here. This park is usually packed with people, and I'm the only one here. In Lisbon, people are people of the night, staying out until all hours, and it's 7 a.m. now and nobody's up, not people of the morning. I'm waiting to catch the sunrise. So I got a question from one of my clients yesterday. She landed a great opportunity speaking engagement in front of her ideal clients, and she goes, okay, I got the speaking engagement, confirmation, now what? So my answer was, I don't think it would have been obvious to me when I started my speaking engagement, because I probably would have been focused on like, how do I get the most out of it? How does it benefit me the most? But now that I have a more sort of holistic perspective, I've been in this business now 12 years, I realized that this speaking engagement for her is the beginning of a long-term relationship. Right? It's a long-term relationship with that organization, that community. It can be a long-term relationship with that person. So if you knew that you just entered into a relationship, how would you proceed, assuming you were going to be working with this organization for the next 10 years, right? So the first thing is, how can you make yourself the best speaker for them before you ever give a speech? Well, look at it from their perspective. They want you to be organized. They want you to be easy to work with. They want you to be responsive and helpful. So what I recommended was, first send an email confirming that you received that acceptance into the speech. Share your enthusiasm that you're really excited and overjoyed to be accepted and honored. And then from that point, switch gears away from personal self-promotion and into, how can I be helpful? How can I help you promote this event? Who do you want me to bring? I'll tell my tribe about your event. How can I be useful? How can I be helpful? Listen, if I'm coming in to give a 60-minute keynote, would you like me to also do a breakout session? Would you like me to also MC your event? No extra charge. It's not like you're trying to squeeze every dime out of this client, but instead, how can you pack as much value into this client, right? Internally, you can ask yourself, who do I need to become between this moment and the moment I take the stage to be the best speaker they've ever had? How do I not just prepare my 60-minute speech, but how do I prepare myself to be the person that crushes that talk? How can I be the best speaker you've ever had? How can I be the easiest speaker you've ever had? Now, if you get on the phone with them, which I recommend because it's a great way to help build the relationship, is ask them this question. You say, let's say I come in and deliver a speech. Now that I've accepted this opportunity, I'm going to come in, I'm going to deliver this speech. Let's say it's the best speech your audience has ever heard. They're going to come up to you and say, thank you so much for bringing that person in as a speaker. What are the things that you want your audience to be saying to you about my speech? It's a good question, right? What are the things that you want your audience to be doing in the following weeks as a result of my speech? So listen to what the event planner wants the audience to do as a result of your speech. Then ask them, let's say a year after my speech, we both look back and agree that me speaking at this event was the best thing we've ever done. What would have had to happen in the following year for you to feel that bringing me in as your speaker was the best thing you ever did? So these questions help them think about the results through the perspective of their audience, and it also helps them imagine you doing a great job on their stage, okay? So we're building the relationship through the perspective of you doing a great job on their stage. And then let's have a conversation with them about their personal wins. How could this conference really help you personally? If this conference goes really, really well, what would be the result that you would want to see in your professional life, right? How can I make this conference as a whole the game-changing milestone in your career, and you're talking to this personal individual. And I'll tell you, I've heard this so many times from the people that I work with as a speaker. When I work with an event planner, they say nobody else asks these questions, and it's true, because everybody's focused on their own promotion. Everyone's focused on their own 60 minutes on stage, where I think you stand out as a speaker when you say, how can I help your organization? How can I help you personally? Another thing to do is diversify your contacts within that organization, because if you build a strong relationship with the one person who accepted you and then they get another job or they're not at the conference, then you're back to like no relationship. So diversify your relationships within the organization. Be the best, easiest speaker they've ever worked with leading up to the speech. Now there's a whole other world of advice and strategy of how to actually nail the speech itself. But I'm talking about between the moment they say yes and the moment you take stage. You want to be easy. You want to be responsive, organized, help them promote their event. I mean, bring people to their event. If you want to run ads, like, running Facebook ads or something about them and their event, that's really helpful. I'll give you an example. Right now, my next speaking engagement is in Toronto at Perfect Practice Live in April. Currently, my Facebook profile picture is an advertisement for that conference. It's not my conference. Even though I'm having a conference in May, I'm advertising someone else's conference, Sachin Patel, Living Proof Institute, Perfect Practice Live in Toronto. Get your tickets now. Why? Because I want to be their favorite speaker. Because I want to be the speaker that is promoting their event, right? I would like to be invited back to that event, and that is a long-term relationship for me. So be their favorite speaker, not because you gave the best speech, because you can't give the best speech until you take the stage. Right now, you're in the early phase of a hopefully very long-term mutually beneficial relationship. So I hope that was helpful for you. Hit the like button if you like that. Hit the share button if you know you can help other people with this message. And if you want to come learn more for 3 days in beautiful Ottawa, Canada in May 22nd through 24th, we're having our expert speaker live event. We're opening it up to the public for the very first time, and you can get your tickets now half price, early bird, $497 for 3 days, $500 for 3 days. Go to expertspeakerlive.com, grab your tickets. And this is Majid, like magic, waiting for that sun to peek over this castle. There's a castle here. Where's that castle? Boom. Castle St. George. And looks like we got a cloudy sunrise, but Lisbon is asleep and I am awake. Talking to you, my friend. Good to see you. I'll see you in the next video.